Welcome to Emulating Messi, the Football Manager 2016 series where I give you the chance to be a world-class player on Football Manager. I've already uploaded part 1 of the series, but this is part 2 to these introduction videos where I'm introducing all the players in the series, the stars of the series. In part 1 I showed all the strikers, all 16 out-and-out strikers in the series. So go and check it out, part 1, if you haven't done so already. In part 2 we're going to show about 30 players, starting with Joel Bayford, as you can see there. Part 3 and 4 will be out tomorrow. Although if you're watching this in the future, they may already be out. Please hit the like button if you're looking forward to the rest of the series. After these 4 introduction videos, we're going to holiday a season, and the first proper video, I guess, will be us as 18-year-olds finding new clubs. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. Joel Bayford is the first player we're going to look at today. He's from Wales. He's from Wales? Oh, he's from Israel and Wales. Ah, but has he selected Wales as his nationality? Let's have a look at this, actually. I'm interested already. Nationality: Israel, Wales and Gibraltar, because I've put that in there, but it says Wales up here. Well, there we go. So either way, he might play for Israel or he might play for Wales. You can see here he's an attacking midfielder or a striker, but he's got good finishing, so probably will turn into a striker and good off the ball, as you can see there. Whereas passing 9, vision 12, I can't imagine him playing as an attacking midfielder. Maybe a shadow striker, trequartista as it suggests there. We'll see what he turns into, I guess. There's a few question marks over him already. Next up is Daniel Carter from South Korea, and he's very good at dribbling, finishing, passing, so he could be a striker or an attacking midfielder because he's got good passing and good finishing. Some of you guys, I mean, you're just selecting finishing and passing as your best attributes pretty much all the time. I like it when someone selects something a bit different. To be fair, I selected the very typical ones as well, but I am from Mongolia, so that's a bit different. But either way, it's you can choose whatever you want. I've given you the power. Next up is Cesar Sarri from Turkey. Good dribbling and finishing and free kick taking and technique and determination. A few things there that he looks good at. Let's go down to Gustafsson, who is from Sweden. Lots of Scandinavians and Nordic people applied for this, so thank you very much for your support. As usual, you guys are awesome. Samuel Gustafsson, probably likely to be an attacking midfielder rather than a striker because he's got good long shots, passing and vision and work rate as well. So I can imagine him turning into a good playmaker at some point for Sweden and whichever club he decides to play for. Then we've got Peter Poli from Greece. Good finishing and first touch and anticipation and composure and off the ball. Likely to be a striker, I would say, because of those attributes. Then we've got Nami Insgames from the Philippines. Put Gibraltar as his second nationality as well. But most of the time I did click declare for nation, their first choice nation. And not always, but I've selected this guy to play for Philippines. An attacking midfielder or striker who's got good finishing, composure, work rate, pace. Probably going to be a striker, actually, although he has selected attacking midfield. So some of you guys, I mean, you're a centre back and you decide that you want 20 on dribbling, 20 on pace and 20 on finishing. It's just pretty hilarious, really, but it'd be interesting to see how that works out. Next up is Christian Gopi, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. You're from Trinidad and Tobago, which is great. 19 on many things here. Remember, some people who donated $10 or $5, if you donated $10 to my Patreon, it meant you were able to pick 10 attributes to have 20 on, so that was the benefit of that. We've then got the Rated, who is also from Sweden. 20 on finishing, first touch, composure, flair and agility, and he's got some good attributes on other things as well, such as penalty taking. Could be a star player. We've then got Charlie Blissett, who is another English player. Like I said in the last part, we've got lots of English players being a part of this series. And here's another one, Ethan Rowe, attacking midfielder, and has 20 on 6 different things. You've got lucky here and got 20 on determination. And then another English attacking midfield, a winger or a striker, who's got 19 on finishing, long shots, free kicks, composure. Likely to be a striker, maybe, probably. I don't know. With time will tell. It's all unknown at this stage. That's the exciting thing. And then we have Matt Hall from Switzerland. He's got crossing, dribbling and finishing. Likes to beat players and score goals and put in some good crosses as well, hopefully, from that left wing. Next up is Sean Watson from Scotland. and he looks very good actually. Some very good attributes there. And then we've got Sondre S. Vestergaard from Norway. 20 on determination again, 20 on natural fitness. Maybe a lot of you guys, I mean, there was a few of you guys that did select determination as an attribute you wanted 20 on, but the game is naturally giving everyone good determination anyway. So you may possibly have wasted that option by putting 20 on determination. But you weren't to know, were you? And nor was I, really. That's just the way the game has worked. Obviously, if you download this data file, it won't come out exactly the same every single time, because things like potential, I've put -10 for nearly everyone. Apart from the people that donated $5 or $10, they got an automatic 200 potential, which is the maximum you can have. -10 means you could have the potential between 170 and 200, and it will just randomly decide a number at the start of your save as to what your potential is. So when you play on this data file, it will be different every single game. Certain attributes will be randomized as well, because I left them at 0 on the data editor. Meaning that, for example, with this guy, Artur Terabici from Poland, I left first touch as 0, but it's come out as 8. It often does depend on the position that you're playing in and your other attributes as well, how it will randomise. We've then got Ben Savage, a left winger or a striker from Australia, 20 on crossing, dribbling, finishing, free kick taking, determination once again, and pace. He's going to be a top player. Please let me know in the comment section below, just like in part 1. Let me know in this part 2 which player you will be supporting from this part. If you haven't been selected, obviously if you've been selected, Ben Savage, I'm presuming you will support your own player and hope that he goes on to be the best player in the world. But if you haven't managed to get a player in the series, let me know who you think will be the best player. But then got Pancake from Ireland. Great name. I like a unique, quirky name that just makes it a bit more interesting, and it also means there's going to be probably a lot of support for you if you've got a name that's slightly different to just an average, normal, everyday name, I guess. But Pancake looks great as well. 20 finishing, technique, composure and determination. Do you remember Broccoli Radio from a couple series ago? I created him, and a lot of people got behind him. I think he was from Ireland as well. I might be wrong. He didn't do quite so well in the end, but everyone got behind him because he had a different name, so maybe people get behind Pancake. Next up is Sam McGarry, or McGarry? I can't think of any other way that would be pronounced, but I might be wrong. Anyway, he's from England. He's a left winger or a striker as well, with good dribbling and finishing and off the ball. Stephen Wolf Jr. is next, another English striker or right winger with lots of good attributes there. We've then got James Spence from Italy, right winger or a central attacking midfielder, or a striker with good dribbling, finishing, passing, determination, balance. So he could turn out to be a good striker or a good midfielder, really. Someone had to do this, didn't they? And call their player Messi Lionel rather than Lionel Messi, of course. This guy, though, I liked what you did. You're from Chile and you're also part German, which is a bit random, but you've got 20 aggression, and you also requested to only have 1 on penalty taking. You're also very good at long shots and long throws. This is a very quirky player. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to him. One of the most interesting ones we've got, in fact, because of just the quirkiness of him. But you're also very well rounded at other attributes as well. It's only really, I mean, composure though is only 4. So that's going to be interesting as well as to what happens to this guy. Next up is Leo Johnston, an English attacking player, can play central attacking midfield or on the right wing or up front. Good finishing, determination, work rate, acceleration, pace and stamina. Irfan Hackham is from Malaysia, but you've also selected, if I can remember correctly, Malaysia is the main nationality, but you've also gone for Indonesia, Holland, and I added Gibraltar in there as well. So you might actually decide to play for Holland, but perhaps you'll just go with your main nationality of Malaysia. You can play left wing, attacking midfield, right wing, or as a striker. So looking forward to seeing what happens to this guy, just simply because of the nationality. We've then got Christian Blanco, a Mexican who can play right wing, left wing, or central attacking midfield. So versatile attacking player, got good first touch passing, technique, vision, flair. Could be a really creative player actually with those attributes. I would suggest he should play central attacking midfield simply because he's got good passing and vision and flair. Whereas on the wing, a bit wasted because he's not got good, or he's not got special crossing or dribbling anyway. Jonathan Davies is next. He's from Wales and he can play the same positions as the previous guy. Good dribbling, finishing, composure, determination and leadership. That good finishing and composure would suggest that maybe you'd be a good sort of inside forward coming in, especially dribbling as well, although maybe it would be more sensible to be a striker. But you can't play striker, but maybe someone would train you up to be a striker. Another Welsh guy is next, Alex Williams. Good dribbling, flair, acceleration and pace, should be a good winger, but you can play anywhere in that attacking trio once again. Okay, 4 more players to go today, and that will be the end of part 2, and you'll have to wait until part 3 and 4 to find out if you're in this series. Anyway, Chris Harris is next up. He's from Scotland and can play once again anywhere in that attacking midfield area. Good dribbling, finishing, determination, very good physically as well. Magnus Vestergaard, another Swedish guy. Lots of, like I said, lots of Scandinavians taking part in this because there's lots of Scandinavian viewers watching me, so the likelihood of you being selected was relatively high. And of course, if you did pledge, you were guaranteed a place in this as well. So crossing, dribbling, free kick taking, acceleration and pace are your forte. So you can play on either wing as well. Kim Jun Pele is the penultimate player of the day from North Korea. You have to have a North Korean in this, don't you? Second nationality I've put as Gibraltar as well. I'm thinking it will help them go over to Europe a bit easier by doing that. I have selected North Korea as, you selected North Korea, so I declared you for North Korea, so you will play for North Korea. Interesting player because you're a winger, but because you didn't select any pace or acceleration as your top attribute, it does mean you're quite a slow winger. So it's going to be intriguing to see how you cope on the wing with no pace in modern football. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to many things. Lastly, the last player of the day that we're looking at is Josh Asquith from Northern Ireland, a winger with very good pace, stamina and strength. Very different sort of attributes to pick. He also picked flair and technique, I do believe. But you've got good determination as well, decent acceleration. So you're going to be a pacey player on that wing. You need to, a club, whoever you sign for, needs to try and improve your crossing and dribbling though if you are to be a top quality winger. But strength is a different sort of attribute for a winger, so it's good to be different. So thank you very much for watching part 2. You've hopefully watched part 1 and part 2 so far. Hope you're looking forward to part 3. Make sure you check it out when it does come out so you can just see if you have been selected. I'm sure there's lots of you that are going to be disappointed come the end of part 4. But like I said, remember, over 1,000 comments and I selected 25 of you. If you really wanted to be in the series, you would have pledged through Patreon. I know I'm not trying to steal your money or anything. I just thought that was the best way to do this. If you really wanted to be in the series, then I guess you could have done that. But I wanted to leave it open to... I know not everyone has money and not everyone has a PayPal account, for example. So that's why I gave you the option still to randomly be selected for the series. I hope you're looking forward to it nonetheless. You know, the best people that watch this and take part in this are those that watch this series nonetheless and enjoy it for the sake of the series rather than just applying for the sake of it, getting disappointed that you're not selected, then getting angry and not returning until the next series starts. I mean, the whole point of this is just, it's a bit of an experiment in a way. It links in with my experiment series. We're seeing how these players develop over time. It's a story mode as well. We're seeing where these players go to throughout their career and create stories and some interest that way. And that's the whole point of this series. Just a bit of fun, really, at the end of the day. So sit back and enjoy it. And I will see you in part 3 of these introductions to the emulating Messi players.